Everyone, we have Jahmilli, Money, the
Hey,
Dame, the Great Dame, hanging out here with me tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about the games this past weekend. We'll talk about Meow Meow Kitty Cat first. It seemed like you guys didn't have too much of a problem with them. And speaking with Nick last week, he felt that was one of the teams you guys, besides Cloud9, would have the biggest problem with. What kind of changed everything and made it kind of like a steamroll for you guys for them against them?
I definitely would say it was a steamroll, aside from one game where Drake kind of made. I mean, they made a lot of mistakes in like 10 seconds on top of choosing the incorrect talents.
Yeah,
Like the game where Drake died in 20 seconds was just
yeah,
like Ceralium kind of wasting his interrupt, and then Drake wasting his port, and then the fact that Pally was playing Relentless, we couldn't shrink it, and then Drake not having Fortified Brew, which is really bad, and then the way he kited in the open, I could still hit him.
Well,
And then
here's
and
a
he was
dumb
playing small
question.
stack, so it was literally like that team is really fucking good. Sorry, yeah. Can I swear?
Yeah, you're fine, dude.
Okay, sorry. That team is really really good, but they just happen to make like too many mistakes in a small amount of time, and they just lost one game. And then the majority of the other games that were really close.
Yeah, it looked like
But
you guys started trading blows, especially like it looked like literally one cooldown was popped from you guys, and then they would pop a cooldown, and it was just going back and forth. Which brings up a great question: why would a paladin run relentless against an RM Pala? To me as a healer playing only healers, I would never run relentless against an RM Pala because of what happened that last game.
I mean, if you're running Relent, you're gonna have ineffable truth. Like,
Yeah,
you can bot blinds. Like the scariest thing about not running Relent is the blind.
yeah,
Like if you have stuff to deal with the blind, like for example, Windwalkers and mages are extremely tanky, especially in a rogue mage. Like it's just I don't know. They shouldn't really die if they
yeah,
have the right talents and they play like okay. All they have to do is play okay, but they made like really bad mistakes, which they usually never do. Because that's why
yeah.
the team is so hard for us. Like they don't make those mistakes. But
I,
I feel like Stralium was just like kind of off his game. He's usually really really good, but
yeah,
those few days he played like pretty bad.
yeah.
And usually he plays like really well. So
It seemed like
there's no value for him.
you yourself especially were really capitalizing on a lot of those mistakes. I noticed, just it's funny like watching you guys like you play another mage because I tend to see like what you're doing versus what that mage is doing, and it seemed like just what you said, Sir Allen really wasn't on his game, and you were just capitalizing on a lot of simple mistakes that were being made, and it's not like mistakes that would lose the game right then, but they add up, especially as the game goes on longer, especially, against an RM Pala, you can only have so many mistakes and then it's like, well, that's game. But,
Typically that's the case, but a lot of times with the comp they're playing, you can make a good amount of mistakes and still not
yeah,
suffer the consequences for them.
just run away and
Sadly.
port. Yeah, mages are super tanky right now too. But you guys did really good Saturday. Walked away with 3-1, which was out of all the teams, I still think Meow Meow Kitty Cat is definitely a top 4 team.
I mean, I felt like they were the hardest team for us, honestly.
Yeah. So
Or definitely top 2.
let's talk about Sunday because that was a little surprise. Even Zico and everybody was very surprised. Let's talk
I
about
mean,
what happened.
they're surprised because they're not good at that comp, and Meow Meow Kitty Cats is. So
Yeah, I think
I
that
was
was the
surprised
biggest
too,
thing.
honestly.
Yeah, it seemed like their pressure was pretty insane. And it was like I don't know what it was, but they were just tanking so much damage from you guys. It didn't seem like you guys really had an upper hand in any of it. I mean, there was a few games there was one game where I was like, okay, this can go either way, but I think it was the last game too. You guys started to figure out the everything, and unfortunate. So what happened? Tell all the people what happened at those games.
Uh, so I don't know. I know specifically Samayam was playing better than Ceralium. I honestly couldn't. I didn't look too far into it, like talents and stuff. But for whatever reason, I know if they were playing a few different talents, like Chuck was,
Yeah,
or in different gear as well. Just like more verse, vitality conduit major. It was
yeah.
just infinitely harder to kill Cedio, who is like way worse than Brian. Like it is like leagues. It is so much different. But that team is just so much harder to kill.
Yeah.
Bill obviously was playing Wall. Sandman was playing full verse versus Cerulean, who I think played some haste.
Mm-hmm.
Cerulean is also like really defensive, and Sandman is kind of like a decent balance of both, like offense and defense.
Yeah.
But
Well, question then: do you think if you guys had a rematch, you guys could pull it out against them?
if we had a rematch, I would 100% we would 100% mirror them and probably destroy them, which is what I wanted to do when we were down to 0-2. But I felt like maybe we could do something different as our pal because we never played One Rocket Mage. Like,
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
We have legitimately never played it one time. But
that would have been.
I thought I was like getting ahead of myself. Like in my mind, I'm like, we need to just mirror right now and destroy them because this is like, I don't know. I felt. Really, I've never been so annoyed. I've never been like so frustrated.
Well,
after losing a series,
I could tell the Twitter post had me dying. So question then: does he play pretty good Windwalker? Could he play at the same level as all other Windwalkers right now?
Nick Windwalker is probably better than Trill right now. I think Drake is the best Windwalker, but
yeah,
Nick I would say is better than Trill.
So this also brings up another interesting question. Why didn't you guys decide to bring in Burn and play Warlock Mage and just go tank, like just tank the damage, pull it into dampening, play like the Cloud9 type of game?
Cloud9, I mean, their Mage Lock is just really good. They enjoy, because in order for you to be that good, you have to play a lot.
Yeah.
Like, you have to play that playstyle a lot. You have to practice that playstyle a lot. Like, playing that, like, the way they play in tournaments is how they play, like, every single game that they ever play.
God.
Which is really, 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 really boring.
Yeah.
And, like, miserable for everyone in the arena.
And people watching. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, it is pretty lame, but, like, what they do is also, I don't want to say art, but it's like, I don't know. There's something nice about it. Just like
the
way they control and position and just kind of make people hate their lives.
Yeah, I mean there's
something nice about that sometimes, but when they're winning all the time, and every game is
nonstop
20 minutes long, it gets old.
Did you see their match against, was it Golden Guardians this past?
I don't watch any of their games.
Golden Guardians took them to Game 5. It was very close. It was actually extremely close. So
I can't watch their games anymore.
I don't blame you, but
unless it like benefits us somehow. But majority of them are just it's like dampener team versus another dampener team. So
how do you guys?
I already know how it's gonna play out.
Well, I know we're going into this weekend. You guys are playing Cloud9. How do you feel about it?
I always feel confident in Cloud9.
Yeah.
Just because I'm essentially like the opposite of that team in terms of the way I want to play and the comps that we play or that I generally play throughout the years.
Yeah.
So I've played them a lot, and we always do really, really well into it. So
well,
we can put the pressure on them a lot more than other teams can.
Yeah, Nick had brought up a good point. You guys can either kill Cloud9 in the opener, or you guys also have the ability to kill them in the dampening too. So it sounds like either it's going to be a really quick game or it's going to be a long game. There's really not too much of an in-between for that type of comp, is what he was making it sound like. But, I get it. Our Impala is super strong, especially with forcing cooldowns early in the game. Obviously not necessarily type of comp that you're going to take into dampening, but, I think
we're going to be like, Cloud9 is like Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
And then we're going to be like Mike Tyson.
Oh, good. Thought you were going to say.
Be that kind of.
Got you. I thought you were going to say Conor McGregor for a second.
Yeah.
Silence. He said, no, I don't know about that one.
I mean, Conor's amazing, but it's boxing versus MMA, so.
Yeah, but, I mean, didn't we have, yeah, well, I'm not going to go. I don't want to dive into my whole, MMA versus boxing, that debate. But, I think you guys have Cloud9 Saturday, and then Sunday who is Sunday?
I forget.
Yeah, I can't remember that far ahead.
Oh, it's Dilly Poo.
Oh, that's right, Turtle. That's going to be an interesting matchup, honestly. Jungle versus Impala. just because I think they have a lot of firepower. You know, they can force a lot of cooldowns quick like you guys. So it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. But either way, it's going to be an exciting weekend.
Ultimately, it just depends too on what comps both teams are playing, especially Cloud9, because we're not sure of what they're gonna play. Like, we're not sure of what we're gonna play. So a lot of it's gonna come down to the first game. Like, the blind pick is gonna be huge, like, more than any other series that we're gonna have, to be honest.
So are you still feeling confident?
I feel like whoever wins the blind pick is probably gonna win the series.
That's a great observation. Do you still feel confident about making top 4? Because from what I'm seeing, I still think that. I definitely think Cloud9 obviously will be there. I see Meow Meow Kitty Cat being there, and man, I don't know. It's that last spot. It's a throw up for me because, in all honesty, Mystery Org has been doing well lately. You know, maybe that luck won out because normally with round robins you see teams start out really strong and then like halfway through they kind of taper off. So
I want to play them again. I'm willing to bet like thousands of dollars in a mirror against that team.
Well,
I want to face them again.
Yeah, everyone hears it here. Maybe we'll get a show match.
I would bet all my winnings.
Oh my gosh, maybe we'll get a show match going. That would be great. So D Machine, if you're watching,
they wouldn't do that. I would do it, but they're not going to do it.
All right. Well, good luck next weekend. Are you still streaming on YouTube? Do you want to drop like what your YouTube is here?
Sometimes. I don't even know I think it's just Jahmillionaire, just youtube.com.
Yeah, just look him up.
I just type in Jahmillionaire on YouTube and go to it, which I'm pretty sure there's an easier way, but I'm just
no.
Figure it out.
No, it's good that you figured it out. I mean, Dr. Disrespect streaming on YouTube now, so it's bringing a lot of new eyeballs to that platform. So we'll see how it goes. But good luck this weekend. Thanks for stopping by. And maybe I'll see you in the arena. Probably not. I'm horrible right now. So
yeah, probably
not. No, I know. JK. All right.